Kakalosh Boker Tov. We're continuing with now Siman Resh Tzadik Aleph. Resh Tzadik Aleph is the halachot of Seuda Shelishit. In Masechet Shabbat of Kuf Yud Zayin Amud Bet, it says that a person is obligated to eat 3 different seudot, right, on Shabbat. And they learned it from the pasuk when the pasuk says in Shemot, Perek Tet Zayin, pasuk Kafei, Vayomer Moshe Chlu Hayom, Ki Shabbat Hayom LaHashem, Hayom Litimtzu Basadeh. The fact that it's written 3 times in the pasuk Hayom, so therefore they learn from here, so that a person is obligated to eat 3 different seudot on Shabbat. Now Chazal say anybody that's Mekayem Shalosh Seudot b'Shabbat is going to be saved from 3 different calamities that will happen. Number 1, Chevlo Shel Mashiach, all the different difficulties that will come during the time of the Mashiach. Medina Shel Geinam, he'll be saved from Geinam, from being burnt in hell, Umimlechemet Gog uMagog, and from the war of Gog uMagog. So those 3 are Keneged 3, which means a person that's very makpid to eat 3 seudot will be saved from the 3 different calamities that will occur. Now there, the Gemara says, Amar Rabbi Yoseh, Yeheh chelki meochle shalosh seudot b'Shabbat. My portion should always be with people that eat the 3 seudot on Shabbat. And Rav Nachman says, Teiti li shekem tezdot. I received reward because I came and I was always very makpid on seudot Shabbat, the 3 seudot on Shabbat. The Zohar HaKadosh brings down, Amar Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, shekol yamav lo bitel shalosh seudot b'Shabbat. He never annulled the Seuda Shlishi. He never annulled Shalosh Seudot b'Shabbat. Now this is a very, very big Yitzhara, because usually what happens in the winter time, it happens was a person just finished his meal in the morning, and all of a sudden now it's coming that it's already the afternoon time, and he's still full from the morning. So now a person has a Yitzhara that he says, you know what, I'm full, I can't do it, right? Or it doesn't work. Now it's a very big problem. Why is it a problem? Because at the end of the day, you have the mitzvah of Seuda Shelishit. The Zohar HaKadosh says also that even though throughout the entire week, Shata Mincha is Shati Torruta Dinim, that means during the entire week, Mincha is always the Zman of Din, right? That's always known, the time of justice, right? He says, nevertheless, during the Shabbat Mincha, Mitorim Arachamim. Shabbat Mincha is the only time which is the exact opposite. Now all of a sudden it's a time of Rachamim, it's a time of mercy. Uvishat Seuda Shelishit, B'Shabbat, Midbarachim Kol Hayamim. So during the time of Seudat Shelishit and Shabbat, you're going to have a bracha for the entire day, all the days of the week. So you have to actually be very happy during the Seuda. And they also say there in the Zohar HaKadosh, Sheshalot Seudot Shabbat, Tuliyot Zu Bezo, V'tzarich Lizaher B'kiyim Shloshtan. Since they're dependent upon each other, the 3 different Seudot on Shabbat, you have to be very careful to fulfill all 3 of them. So he says, and it's also the Rambam. The Rambam says the person is obligated to eat the Shalosh Seudot on Shabbat, and to be very careful on Shalosh Seudot Elu, Shelo Yivchor Mahen Klal. And according to some of the Rabbeinu Poskim, the Chiyuv is actually Deoraita, also in Seuda Shelishit. However, though, a lot of other people want to say, no, maybe it's only the Rabbanan, and they made a smichut on the Pasuk, which means they relied it upon the Pasuk, but really maybe it could be that it's going to be the Rabbanan. And therefore the Rabbeinu Poskim, they brought down many different reasons. What's the reasoning why we have to eat Davka Shalosh Seudot? Why do we have to specifically eat 3 Seudot on Shabbat? And therefore, even if a person is going to be very, very full on Shabbat, right, as long as he could still eat a little bit, he should eat a kabetza of bread. And some people say that even, he says that if it's efshar, to eat even more than a kabetza. V'tov lachush divrem, and it's good to suspect for their words. Now, if a person cannot eat even a kabetza, he should eat at least a kazait, and he should be somech on the poskim that they hold that in the other shar seudot it's also enough a kazait pa, which means usually you should have a kabetza. Remember anyway, and this a lot of people are nikshal because they don't know the halacha. If you're not going to eat a kabetza of bread, anyway you're doing the tilat yadayim without a beracha. If not, the beracha is beracha levatala. A person should realize that. If he's already doing the tilat yadayim, and that happens also in the morning. Some people, they go on a diet, and all of a sudden they come, no, I'm just going to eat kazait, just for the bikat hamazon. So, okay, did you do it at the time? Of course, what do you think? Of course I'm going to do it to the time. Chazak u'baruch, but did you make a bracha? Of course, what, you're going to do it to the time without a bracha? So it's okay, so it's a bracha levatala. So every single Shabbat, you have Friday night bracha levatala, Shabbat morning bracha levatala, and you continue going bracha levatala every single time. In order to have the bracha of netilat yadayim, you have to eat a kabetza of bread, 54 grams of bread. Now for bikat hamazon, it's enough 28 grams of bread, which is 1 kazait. Now, however, though, there are some shito that even for Seudat Shabbat, you need a kabetza of bread. Not only just a kazait, a kabetza of bread to fulfill your obligation. Here, what the Halacha Barad of David Yosef is saying is that if you cannot eat the kabetza, even though we just said that it's better to eat even more than a kabetza, and you should suspect for their words, but even if a person cannot eat the kabetza, and he could only eat a kezait, technically he could rely upon that if he's mamash full, because then he's relying upon the opinions that by other seudot he could also be Yotzei Chovah, he could fulfill his obligation with a kazait. But really, be'emet, remember that the mitzvah is with a kabetza. So it's very important to have that in mind, so that way when you're eating in the morning or eating the nighttime, whenever it is that you're eating, pay attention to eating the bread, and it's more of the mitzvah to eat bread than other things. Remember, the mitzvah is to have the kabetza of bread, and that's very important. It's not smart to come and start eating a kazait and then you fill yourself up with everything else, because if not, you're missing the main part of the mitzvah of the shalosh seudot of Shabbat.